You know, there are sometimes I cry, there are sometimes I just weep, I shout, anything at all, just to help me get through the emotions. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Shoyi Hunoche. I'm a registered midwife in the UK, and you know, I've been here for like 2 years, almost 2 years. So I came in May 2022, and it's been, you know, it's been like this hills and valleys kind of journey for me, and probably for some of the people out there as well. So I decided to make this video because I feel someone out there might learn from me one or two things another. I'm just here to share my journey with you. I'm just here to share my step with you, to share what they've been doing with you, what they've been through, what is going on, and you know, see if you can get something positive out from it. Okay, so I came into the country, you know, 2022, and came in all excited. I didn't know what I was, you know, expecting. I didn't know what was waiting for me. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't have any plan at all, like, okay, what if this happens, what am I going to do? Or what if this does not happen, what am I going to do, kind of thing. I didn't think about that. I was just excited to be moving. I was excited to be progressing in my career. Okay, so when I came in, I was like the first international midwife of my trust, so it was like I was coming into a whole new environment. I didn't have predecessors to look up to. I didn't have people to, you know, learn from. I mean, I had other wives that were already there, but they were already there. They were already living in the country. It wasn't like they were, you know, they came from another country that, you know, they had the kind of experience I had before. All right, they grew up here, they were brought up here, they trained here, so it was different for me. I didn't have someone in that space where I would say, okay, this person has been through what they've been through. This person had a similar experience that I had. I mean, coming from a different country to this country and having a different training from my own and coming here and all that. So I didn't have somebody like that. So it was sort of difficult for me at that first point. It was like, you know, test running to see how this works. And at the end of the day, it worked out well. But being in that situation, how did it feel for me? I didn't feel like it was going to be hard at all at first. It wasn't until later on I started feeling the impact. It felt like the foundation where every other thing was being put on. I felt like I was the foundation. The pressure was on me. Okay, the pressure was there. The pressure was there a lot. It can also feel the same moving in, and you have other people there as well. Like you also feel some sort of pressure, but mine was like pressure started building up, and then the variation in practice came into place. Okay, you know, that period when you're trying to learn everything anew, like you're trying to unlearn what you've learned before in school, in your formal practice, and you're trying to learn new things. It's like you're starting afraid. That I don't just know the right word to use for that, but that is headache. Man, it is headache. But it's headache, but at the same time somewhat interesting, being that you're learning new things. I mean, learning a new thing is always interesting, isn't it? So it's interesting, but this was also part of the pressure I was feeling as an international midwife. All right, it was the pressure was a lot. And then after that, I had the issue of finance as well. So my finance was not in place. It was just here and there. I saw myself being in debt. Now, a lot of people might not feel the same way. A lot of people might not experience the same kind of thing, but I experienced it. Maybe some people came planned and prepared. They planned and prepared for their journey. They knew it was going to be like this, but I didn't. So I felt it was still the same financial expertise I had at home that I would use here and all the rest. So I didn't really understand how the money here works, that once you spend, like, a penny means a lot. But in my country, a penny to me does not mean a lot. I'm spending 10 naira, I don't feel the impact in my bank account. But here, if I'm spending 10 pounds, I'm feeling the impact because it's going to really shake me. Do you understand? So this is an example I'm trying to give. This is what it means. So our 10 naira is not the same as 10 pounds. 10 pounds is like 10,000 naira. Do you understand the range now? So it's just the way it was for me. So it took me time to be able to adapt to this system, this new system of spending, you know, trying to look at every pound that it matters. It really matters. So I came in with 100 pounds as the money I had to I had £100 in my account as a startup fund, a startup money to start up new life and all that with. And within a few days, it was finished. It was finished because I had to buy things. So if it was at this stage that I'm in now, that you know I had that £100, I'll probably know how to better manage it. And if for you that is watching this video, you're yet to relocate, you're yet to travel, and you're planning to come to maybe the UK, US, anywhere, but you're in this, I just want to tell you, in this particular stage, just try to make do with what you have. Try to minimize your spending. Try to look at the money in a different way, not in the same light as you're looking at your own, you know, local currency. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Just a lesson video. But yeah, so that also affected me, and I saw myself in a debt that I was later able to clear. I had to clear it, you know, with advice from a friend later on. Yeah, so what was the debt about? One of them, the major one, was school. It wasn't a school, but it was a school. It was an online school, a learning school for IT course. I was there. I started an IT course online. Ask me what I'm using it for. It was just a way of I'm in a new place. I want to start afresh. I'm in this starting a fresh whole journey of my life. So I want to gain all the new skills and all the blah blah blah. So I just went to take up a course online. You know, it's a 2 years course, and I didn't want to continue later on because it wasn't really relevant to my career, and I had to come out of it. But by the time I approached them to come, and they said I can't do it anymore, that it's too late, that I can't cancel anymore, I have to either finish it or pay them the balance. So it was a hectic. It was £1,000 plus £1,300 or something like that. I had to pay it all up, you know, if I wanted to quit, and I had not even attended more than 3 months in it. All right, so yeah, so I ended up being able to come to a common ground with them, but that also affected my finance. And then I went to buy an iPhone. This was the first time I was using an iPhone. I'd never used an iPhone in my entire life, so I bought the iPhone 14 Pro Max on contract. All right, meaning you have to pay about £70 per month, £35 for the phone, £35 for airtime, because you have to be on the sort of contract with the place you're buying it from. If you're buying an iPhone and the words per month is £35, they don't charge you interest for the phone, but they charge you for airtime. Like, you have to be on an airtime plan with them, so you are paying £35 per month for airtime, data, and all the rest. You have to be on any kind of plan with them, but it has to be a plan that will benefit the company as well. So this was what I did. I took up this contract. I had my school, I had other things. I was spending anyhow, buying anyhow things. Amazon, you know, patronizing Amazon every now and then. That was what happened. That was another kind of shock I felt. And then you know, like I said, the practice was different. It was a whole different thing. You have to go and read new guidelines, read new policies, get to know new things, take away basically everything you've learned before, else it might be considered bad practice. Okay, so you're using what you have before, that you've been practicing before, and it's not what is being practiced here. It's very, very risky for you, so you need to really unlearn. And this was a lot for me as well. It was also a whole new different thing, coming to a culture where the food is different. Up till today, I've still not been able to buy. I mean, when I traveled to, was it London, Sunderland, I bought akpu, fufu. If I call it fufu is not what the British people call it. The British people call fufu something that, but that's like the way. So I still haven't seen fufu in my city. Up till now, I'm 2 years old. I've not seen fufu in my city. You know, they don't sell it here, but in other places they do, but they don't have it in our African shop here. So it's also something I'm still experiencing. I'm really hungry for fufu right now. I'm hungry for akpu. I want to eat akpu. I don't see it anywhere. I want to eat pounded yam, if that's what you call it in your own local whatever in Nigeria. I'm hungry for it. If you have, send to me. But that's by the way. You know, so many other things, foods, you know, a lot of things. I also had to learn a new skill, learn how to ride a bike, because it was going to be very helpful. I got a bike free of charge from a friend, and you know, that works in the hospital. I had to learn how to ride it. You know, it took me 2 days or so, you know, and with constant practice as well, I was able to perfect my skills. A church member taught me how to ride the bike, and thank you, Kay. So I learned a new skill, learned how to ride a bike. Never knew how to ride a bike from home. And then the aspect of family, this is a very big one, because there are times I come back from work, I feel stressed, I feel like that day has not been a good day, you know, the best days at work, and I'm crying, I need a hug, but I can't get one because I don't have family around me. I don't have any family member around me. I mean, I have people that I consider family, like friends that I consider family, but I don't have a blood relation around me. I don't have family. I don't have, you know, my own personal family or extended family or whatsoever. You know, I'm all alone in my room. I come back from work, I meet my empty bed, I'm like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Do you understand? So this was another pressure and stress that I felt. I just cry alone, go to bed. It was hectic. It might be different for you, somebody that is coming here with their own family, their children, their mother, their father, their wife, husband, you know, anything at all. But it's different when you're all alone. You can make friends, you can go out, but it's usually not the same, trust me. But that's also one of it. The different transport system, you know, having to hop on trains, buy train tickets to go to places instead of using bus, using along, using, you know, because back home in Nigeria, when I'm going to school from home, you know, when I travel from school to home and other ways, I use along usually because it's cheaper. You just, you know, stop a car or bus going to your direction and you pay them a token and they take you to where you're going. So instead of you paying 1,500 naira for transport, you end up paying 500 naira. You understand? That slashes it. But here you don't have something like that. You have to pay everything and go to the right place for it. Go to the train station, buy a ticket or buy it online and use it to go to where you're going. And this can also usually be expensive sometimes, so I have to limit my travels. But yeah, the first year I traveled a lot. I traveled to a lot of places, and that also told, like, it told on my finance. Is that the right word to use? But it told on me. I'm just saying this video as a freestyle, you know, expressing my mind. But this was some of the stress I went through. I've never traveled home since I came here, so I don't really know what it feels like to travel home and come back. And then the weather as well was a problem. You know, it wasn't a problem, it was a stress, because, you know, you adapt. I think I've adapted from the time I came here to now. You know, the codes. There was a day I was walking back from somewhere I went, I just started crying on the road because I was experiencing frostbite. You know, frostbite in my fingers. My fingers were swollen, hard, red. They were painful. This was more than menstrual cramps. It was painful. I was crying. I came down from my bike. I was riding my bike then. I didn't wear gloves. I didn't know that I needed to wear gloves. I didn't wear gloves. I thought it was winter that time. It was painful. I cried. It was after then I had to go and get my gloves. It was just a short distance, so like go here to here. I just go fast, but oh my God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just cried. To the weather difference is another thing. You know, you're experiencing cold all the time. Even in summer, the sun is like freezer sun. I mean, freezer light is, you know. But these days now, I sweat even in winter because I'm indoors, there's heater and I'm sweating. But then it wasn't like that for me. I was still trying to adapt. But yeah, so these were some of the through, and the system of work as well. You know, 12-hour shift as well. They were all things that I wasn't particularly used to. They were all things I wasn't particularly used to. I was used to 8-hour shifts, 7 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, that kind of thing. And I was used to the 3-shift system. Also, major part of my career I was working 8 to 2, 2 to 6, 6 to the next morning, 6 to 8 kind of thing. So coming from that to 12 hours was a big difference for me. I needed to adapt. To the first few days I was stressed. The first few days when I was told it's 12 hours, like I have to stay till 7 to 7, I was stressed. 7 to 8, I was stressed. I was really stressed, but eventually I got used to it. And then some of the stress, you know, I went through as an international nurse midwife, coming from another country to a whole new country, you know, to practice and all the bits. You probably have an experience you want to share. You can feel free to do that in the comment section. I'd love to learn from you. I would love to hear your own parts. How have you experienced traveling? You know, if you're yet to, what are your fears, your concerns? To be fair, at the end of the day, you adapt and you're happy, especially if you have plans in place. Especially as you're watching this video, this is why you need to watch this video. Learn from my finance story, you know, my finance stress and all that. Learn from everything I've just told you. You know, do your own things differently. Learn from it and build yourself, and you find it a bit easier than, you know, I did. All right, I hope you got something. I hope you got value from this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share with your friends and family, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.